joined by Peter Mel and Conor Maguire. Let's set the scene out in the water. We're going to see Koxa and Rebiere take on Bouillons and Cosenza. Unfortunately, once again, Team Green, Munian, Porchella unable to make it. So more of an open lineup, guys. Plenty of opportunity to ride waves. Looks like live action here. Is this Michelle de Bouillons? And we'll pick up a silhouetted figure of her from the drone. She rode a long way on that wave. Just kind of held her composure and held her line, really. Not too many deviations from her line. But a nice way to start things off.
Her positioning is just perfect, right? But more engagement in the rail, really driving the rail, not just directionally, slight directional changes, which is, you know, she's been putting herself deeper on these waves, but being able to somehow engage and really sink that rail will start to see improvements for her.
And yet more action here from a Team Blue. Here's Michelle. Of course, she'll be going head-to-head essentially with Maya Rebiere for that Women's Performance Award. What she got here, a really glassy-looking face. Another big wave for her. She fades this one into the bowl pretty patiently. Takes a more lateral line and then again just switches back. You mentioned it, Pete, just previously. It's the kind of stuff she's going to need to do. Really kind of access that range on the scoreboard. Use of both rails and another well-surfed wave.
Again, great positioning, carried good speed, always looked like she was going to be able to make the wave. You know, she didn't have priority, and they were able to just kind of find this wave on their own.
Yeah, and that's what's nice when you go straight into another big wave. You kind of have that rhythm and confidence to be able to push it that little bit further, and she kind of seemed to do that a bit there. She looks a bit more confident, which is cool.
She's ridden a lot of waves already today. Plenty of time left to go in this one.
That's how kind of this season has been. There really hasn't been a ton of wind. Most of the storm activity has stayed fairly north, and we're just getting the waves. And then the nice, smooth, and pristine conditions have been kind of the norm as of this season.
Looks like we've got a wave here for Eric. Top speed for Eric Rebiere. He'll go the right-hand option on the backhand, digging in those heels on a steep section. An absolute ton of speed on a big bowl on the inside. And that wave stayed steep and critical for a long time. Really well surfed from Eric.
Looking at his scores, he's carrying a 2.3 as one of his low numbers. Feels like that could be an improvement, so he'll move up that leaderboard board just ever so slightly. I think that's one of the things that's nice about having that other part of the team, is that they'll focus on grabbing the board, right? And you know, depending on what needs to be done at the time. You see this right-hander and making the choice to go the right. The right is going to have that steeper face because it's almost like against the grain, so it stands up, which we saw this wave do for him. And at this point, he looked like he was going to go for the big float, but ends up kicking out. I actually have a very amazing neoprene jacket. It keeps me warm out there if you're going to spend all day.
Staying warm is Rodrigo Koxa. And just as I say that,
to fall.
That was a big bit of white water on the face there, and he went down really hard, pretty much on the chin, going really fast. Here goes Michelle de Bouillons, still on the rope, and still keeping her energy up. She deals with some big drops, and she'll keep going down the mountain here. Hanging on pretty well, a little redirect off that rail from her as a little look around, sees that white water coming at her. And she'll just keep on with this wave, try and get another section here. Nicely done.
Hold on, more to happen here.
Does so well to hang on. She'll just punch that one all the way through. Impressive.
Now, judges got some work because, you know, is this going to be an improvement? You know, it wasn't the biggest wave, but it definitely had some length and some maneuvers done. So you watch this angle here, a little different angle.
Yeah, she's carving back into the pocket here and looking down the line for a bit more of a wall. She's going to get that second section, which is pretty exciting, and another nice carve back into the pocket. Really well done. You can tell she's going from strength to strength and really wants to win that best female performance.
A little mini claimed as a kick out there, but judges didn't buy in. Only came in as a 2.
And let's pick up some live action here. Goes Michelle de Bouillons. She's got herself on the first peak.
There we go.
Nice and steep and deep. This thing is a big wave. She will kick out there.
Wow.
Big, steep kind of triangular peak for Michelle.
I think that to me feels like she's now knocking at the door for that extra point. You know, look at that. I love it. Get the crowd fired up too. That's the angle right there for sure.
Yeah.
Just picking up the end there on that replay, but a big drop from her. That thing looked huge.
Well, scores are starting to trickle in now as we watch the replay here again. Nice sizable wall. Got the bottom turn done, so she was able to get out clean. So well timed in regards to not putting too much risk involved there and making sure that she kicks out in the channel.
Here goes Michelle. She lets go of the rope again and fades in really nicely on a steep section. Keeps the speed up. She'll get to the bottom and kind of look around to see what's happening next. She'll get a little bit wrapped up by that white water and just have to straight line this one in. And I'm not sure again if she's going to unlock there. Look at that wedge next to her there. Well,
hold on.
Can she get in there?
Hold on.
She looks like just trying to bring this one to safety. But that wedge effect that we talked about, we saw it right there on the left.
So true. Big waves in the world, there's probably not that many out there. You know, you'd start pushing yourself to the polar aspects of it, you know, if there's something in Antarctica or up in the Arctic, but generally speaking, yeah, this is we found the pinnacles. You know, there's only so many big mountains in the world, right? This is one of those.
Picking up the end of a wave there. Pretty hard to tell. Is that Koxa bomb surfing that one? And Eric driving. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. I think it might have been Koxa on that wave. That wave isn't going to stand up. Meanwhile, looks like Eric
liking the rights. Even a goofy footer can still find some rights.
Eric Rebiere, very accomplished backhand, and he's getting good numbers on rights in this heat. Big number early on. Meanwhile, with a ton of speed, so a frenzy of activity at the end. Final 20 seconds. Ian Cosenza, and he will slice this one, setting himself up for a big peak swinging in. Just all sorts of stuff happening. Barreling right coming at us in the foreground.
And he's going to Porto as well.
He's dealing with mountains of water, pushing way north up the beach. And it finished with a bang. It was kind of quiet in the middle. Good excitement at the end.
Doesn't need a whole lot. Literally, I mean, you think about it, 10.73 to 10.67. That's basically 0.05, which is 500ths of a point, right? So,
on the other hand, can be the hardest 2 you'll ever get, right? Big waves can be almost impossible to get a 2. Let's see how the ocean cooperates with us. It's going to be exciting to see that last heat go down. That's where we are team-wise. Still Von Rupp, Shianka, but crucially, Tapia and Mitchell lurking with intent in that second place. We saw their energy in the boat, in the debrief after the last heat. They'll be looking to carry that energy over. They'll have 50 minutes in order to do it, and then we'll be wrapping things up.